Today we will be discussing the last question and the final answer. The question was asked by the young man Nachiketa, and that was out of three, it was the last question, the third question, and the final answer, the Yama, the king of death, will be given. So after that we will conclude the study of this Upanishad, Kathopanishad. Now here, before you start, let us begin with this sloka. Naham manushyo nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudra na brahmachari na grihi vanasthava bhikshu nacha aham nija bodha sarupaha. In these small two lines, this is the final word, that we are the self. And that bodha, that knowledge, that is the final thing. But the last question, you may remember, the Nachiketa asked, that is, iyam preti chikitsa manushye astitteke nayam astiti chaike etad vidyam anushistastayaham varanam esha bara tritiyaha. This is the third boon. And he got the blessings of three boons from the Yama. Now the Yama, the first question he asked, immediately he answered. The second question, immediately he gave the reply, and also with the bonus. But the third question, whether there is the Atman, the existence, then he was dwindling and he was trying to persuade him for other things. But then finally he started giving. That this is the giving the final answer, and he said, the goal which all the Vedas declare, all the Vedas, that we have four Vedas, and all the Vedas are declare one goal which all austerities aim at. The people, they are practicing austerities, they are not going to the worldly life and all, so many things they are doing, and which main desire when they lead the life of continence. So they are not having the family life all alone, they are trying to concentrate on one ideal only. Which is that? I will tell you briefly. It is Om. It says in the first chapter, first para, second chapter, 15 sloka, it says, Sarve Veda yat padamamananti tapamsi sarvani chayat badanti yad ichchanta brahmacharyam charanti tatte padam sangrahena brabhimi. I will tell you in brief, and that is Om iti etat. There's a wonderful answer. Swami Vivekananda was very fond of this Upanishad, and he has mentioned to, in his letters, asked people to read this Upanishad. Why? If you cannot understand the loftiest ideal, but for the wonderful way it has been presented, the poetry. Sarve Veda yat padam mamananti, which the goal of all the Vedas that they declared, that is the goal, and tapamsi sarvani chayat badanti, all they are practicing austerities, all the people in different places practicing austerity. For what? For this goal only, yadichanta brahmacharyam charanti. Brahmacharya means control of the senses. Everything, every time you have to control, control, control. And that on yourself. You can enjoy, but still, no, I should not do. That is the control. That is the brahmacharya. So by that, what they said, and he said, Om iti etat. Is this the Om that is the symbol over there? No. Again, beyond this, it is only the sound, the Omkara, that somehow it could give you an idea of the Brahman. So that is, he said, Om iti etat. It doesn't mean that there it ends. It's not the end. It's only giving an idea that it may be up to this. Then we find the Om is a word, it is Shabda. Shabda means a sound. In the fourth Gospel, St. John, he begins with, in the beginning was the Word. Then he said, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The three steps he is giving. In the beginning there was the Word, then the God, with God. Then finally, this Word became God. It was God. So this sound became the God itself. So if we can understand the wonderful way, the highest philosophy in the Christianity they have given, they have explained. But it needs the brain also, the life also, to understand the subtlety of the answer. You cannot give all the things, you cannot just say or prove physically. It is a subtle way of telling things, and only the intellectual one there are many intellectual people out there, but this intellectual means that which a concentrated mind understanding the subtlety of the self, not the external thing. So, sa chaturi, again in one of the Upanishads it says, chaturi, very intelligent, very smart, he can do many things, but that is of no use, because with the help of your intellect, you are getting something which is temporary. What is the use of it? So something that we achieve, the final and the highest and the subtlest and eternal, that is the goal. And it says from here, Hindus also, there are two things, Jagat they say. Jagat means Nama and Rupa. Hindus, they go in more details. Here, what is there? One is Ishvara, another is Jagat. These are the two beings, two entities. One is Ishvara, about that we may talk afterwards, but about the Jagat, all of us we know. What is the Jagat? Nama and Rupa, the name and the form. Is there anything beyond these two? There must be a name and there is a form. Whenever we meet someone, what is your good name, sir? Then he will say this. The person and the name is necessary. Without that, how can I identify him? When I have a very good habit, I don't remember names, but I remember the forms. When I see someone, oh, I saw you. Yes, but what is my name? That you have to tell me. But again, I will forget. No problem. So, name and form, at least one I have reduced, that is the name, I can't remember. And the form somehow I can remember. But the Jagat, this universe, is nothing but the name and form. We look at the tree, immediately the people who are coming, visiting from India and other places, they will look at these trees and say, what are the names of the trees? Mostly we don't know. And what is this and what is that? And each and everything has a name. And in America we know, even if you go to purchase a cup of coffee, 50 names. In our country we go and ask, hey, give a cup of coffee, it's all right. They give the coffee. But here, what type of coffee? Then you have to give, oh, okay. Then we read the name of the coffee and also the price of the coffee. So whatever, so okay, you give it this. So name and form. Unless you say the name, they will never be able to give you the form. So name and form, what is that? Jagat. That is the Hindu way. And it says that universe perceived by five senses is the form. The five senses, the chakshu, karna, nashika, jiva, tak, the eyes and the nose and the ear and the tongue and the skin, we are getting the information of what? Someone coming, the lovable one, she is coming and just holding my both the eyes. By touch I know, oh, he is this. Hey, you are naughty one, you are doing. So that way, by touch we can understand what is that? Name and form again. By taste we can say this is the name and form. By seeing we can say the name and form. But this way, whole universe is beyond these five senses. That is the beauty, how they have explained everything. And when they say, we can understand, yes, this is this. And this universe perceived by the five senses is the form. And behind remain eternal, inexpressible. Then it is the name Sphota. That is a Sphota is Om. Sometimes we write O and Mo, O and M, or A, U, M. And to pronounce for the Westerners who never heard, they don't know how to pronounce, they say almost like home, this Om. This Om, they say the symbol of the Sphota is Om, and Om is the source of all names and forms, and hence this is the holiest of all holy words, and this is called Nada Brahma. Nada means the Shabda, Nada means the sound, and that is the Brahman. So here it says, this is, I will tell you, this is Om, this is Brahman. Actually, the king of death, the Yama, he is giving the answer, and he wants to mention about the Brahman, which is beyond expression. In no way you can express about the Brahman. So very recently Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, no one can defile this, because the Brahman is completely untouched. So here it says in the first para, second chapter, the sloka 18, 19, 20, describe the Brahman as the Atman and the Self. And it says over here, Etad alambanam srishtam, Etad alambanam param, Etad alambanam gatva brahma loke mahiyate. It goes on in this way, and then also it says, na jayate mriyate va vipaschin, nayam kutaschinna babhuva kaschit, ajo nitya shashatoyam purana na hanyate hanyamane sharire. The excellent way they are explaining something which cannot be explained through words. And there is no camera which can take the photo. There is no sketch that can give you an idea, nothing. Still they are taking us so close to that truth. And it says, na jayate. It is, the knower of the self does not born or die. Does not born or die. It is birthless, eternal, everlasting, and ancient, being changeless. Why ancient? Because there is no change. So whatever is happening, whoever comes is already there. So that is the ancient. What is the ancient means? The oldest of the old. But here the Brahman, that is the only thing. Whatever comes after it only. So that is the ancient, and they say it is birthless because it was already there. There was no time when the Brahman was not there. There will be no time when the Brahman will not be there. That is the consciousness, that is the Atman, that is the Brahman. that is Om. In different names they try to express, and it is eternal. Again and again, these type of words they're using to give an idea, an impression, what it is. Everlasting and ancient. See the birthless, then eternal, then everlasting, and the ancient. The same thing in different words only expressed. So it says, na jayate mriyate vapipaschin. Nayam kutachinna babhuva kaschit. Then it says, ajo, birthless, nitya, eternal, shashata, ancient, and shashata, everlasting, purana, ancient, nahanyate hanyamane sharire. The last sentence it says, it is living in everybody, every being. Whatever the bodies we see, the forms we see, inside it is the Atman. But suppose you break that, still it is there. So that is the idea. If you burn or kill or break a body, a form, and we think, oh, it is over. No, it is still there. How? Because it is the subtlest of the subtle. As a consciousness it is living, and that is the idea he is giving. And it's again it says, Anaro aniyan mahato mahiyan atmasya janto nihito guhayam tamakratu pashyati bita shoko dhatu prasadat mahimanam is another way of expression. It is telling that Anaro Aniyan, this Atman, this Brahman, this Self, these are all same. When you call Brahman, then sometimes you use that Atman, sometimes you use that Self, these are all same. It said Anaro Aniyan, this is the smaller than the small, greater than the great. So is hidden in the hearts of all living creatures. Now a positive way we are, so where it is, this Brahman, this Atman, this Self, where it lives within your heart. And there is a story in the funny way they say, after creation, particularly after creating the human being, then the God started thinking, he is so intelligent because I have given this intelligence. Now it will find me. The moment they will find me, they will merge with me. So the creation won't survive. So I should be hidden. But where to? They will find me everywhere. Then he meditated and found out there is the one place where they will never search. There's the heart of a human being, heart of the beings. And sometimes the thieves, after stealing something, they will go and sit in the police station itself. Police is searching outside and he is sitting over there taking a cup of tea, talking with the officers. How people understand? So almost like that, the Atman is hidden within the heart, within the soul, within myself. But I never see like here. I go everywhere. I go on a long journey to a holy place, and after that, when I am tired, there is no food, nothing, then I come back. I go walking and come back on a stretcher, but I am happy. What? Now I have done something for the God. But where is God? Within your heart. What did you find? Nothing over there. But I saw the hills, I saw the mountains, I saw the greeneries, I saw the natural beauty. Have you seen God? I don't know. So why we go? Because the nature has been created by God. We will come to that. It has been created in that. Only outside we go. So it says, now is giving an idea. Anaro aniyan mahato mahiyan atmasya janto nihito guhayam. Friends, this is the secret. And that is why people, they meditate. Most of the people, they come nowadays, particularly Americans, with a question, can you please teach me meditation? The only question I ask, why you are learning meditation? What is your purpose? If the purpose is to understand the self, good. If the purpose is to get the supernatural power, I can't tell, I don't know anything of that. So that is the main thing. Atman, Atman, Atman. You have to concentrate on that particular thing. And if you get that, realize that, you conquer the whole world. Whatever you want, you get. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving an hint. Some people go and secretly they are asking the doorman or the minister or these and that, how much property the king is having, how much big, all these things, what is the wealth he is having, all this question. Then one person told, why don't you go and have the friendship with the king? King will tell you everything, he knows everything, why don't you go to him? So first and go and develop the friendship with the king. And here also, go realize Brahman, and then we will know what happens after realization. So here we find how one can realize one, that's Atman. Now the question is, now we know the location where it is hidden. And how to reach over there, how to know. Here it says, Tam akratu pashyati bita shoko dhatu prasadat mahimanam atmanaha. Then it says, a man who is free from desires beholds. And what happens after that realization? Bita shoko, becomes free from all griefs, all misery. So this is the answer he gives. This is the Atman, which is the smallest of the small and the biggest of the big, and it resides in every heart. But only those who has no desire can realize it, otherwise not. It is said, Bita Shoko, then afterwards, Dhatu Prasadat, after realization of that, Bita Shoko, here all the griefs they go, Tamakratu Pashyati. Tamakratu. Tamakratu means that Atman, a man who is free from desire. Now this is the Upanishad is telling. All the great souls, after so much of austerities, and they have realized. Now Ma Saradamani Devi, she never attended any school. Sri Ramakrishna at least went to a Pathshala, the small, what's called for the beginners. Ma never went over there, tried to learn, that was also not possible. But she told, when she was asked that question, how to realize God? By practicing japa, these. She told that can help, but if you become free from all desire, this moment you will realize God. And this is, Upanishad also says, Tam akratu, when you are free from all desires. Whether you want or not, sometimes you say, we don't have any desire. But still, if you are truthful, you will find that there are so sudden desires are there. I want to be noticed by people, it's a desire. I want people should listen to me, it's a desire. I should get this, I should get that. So many different type of desires are there. But at the same time, one told, but God realization also a desire. Sri Ramakrishna was giving the advices, then he said, sir, you are telling no, there should not be any desire, but you are asking us, urging us to realize God. That is also a desire, isn't it? He said, that is not the desire. Of all these, you cannot say it is a desire. So this is now we know. And again in the part 1, chapter 3, sloka 4, it says, Uttishtata jagrata prapavaran nibodhata. The moment we have said this, I am skipping because there is no time. Again, it will. This is the sloka Swami Vivekananda liked, and he repeated again and again and translated, has given a very free translation, Vivekananda's translation, which has become very popular. What is that? Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. Even the children in our country, when they go for any competition, they will be reciting this. But the source is the Upanishad, the Kathopanishad, and it says, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prappa, Baran, Nibodhata. But then they're giving the warning, Shurashadhara Nishita Durattaya Durgam Pathastat Kavayo Vadanti. I heard the half portion of this sloka first time in my life in Cherrapunji. When I was visiting an ashrama, the Swami told me, hey, we are just young man roaming here and there. Why you are wasting your time? Why don't you become a monk? I told, it's good. Now what I have to do? Nothing. Just leave the hearth and home and join us. I told, from now onwards, and I like to stay over here. I have no problem. Then he said, no, it is very difficult. Then he uttered this. I couldn't understand what he is telling. Then afterwards, when we were reading, we found this is the half portion of this sloka. Shurashadhara Nishita Durattaya Durgam Pathastat Kavayo Vadanti. Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. This is a free translation of the Swamiji. But arise means arise from the slumber of ignorance. This I, this is the ignorance. What is this I? Immediately, my father is this, my uncle was that, and all the relations, if they are in a good position, we feel so happy to tell. Are you really that? Then I belong to this country, I belong to this particular linguistic group and this religion. Are you really belong to that? That is the question. So this is the main thing. When you pray every evening, you must utter every evening that prayer. Khandana bhava bandhana. That is the first line. Swami Vivekananda is teaching us. I try very hard not to miss that, because that is the only prayer Vivekananda taught to appease Sri Ramakrishna, and Vivekananda was none other than Sri Ramakrishna himself. And what is that? The first prayer, Khandana bhava bandhana. And let me be free from this desire, from this world. And then he said that Taji jati kula man. Taji, after giving up jati, kula and man. Jati, the caste, the race, and kula, I mean the family, like that, and the Taji jati, kula and man, ahamkara. That is the I consciousness and I ego. Is this three are gone, then you are free. The first is this, we have to, here also it says, you better go, you arise from the slumber of ignorance. The dreams of desires is the seed bed of the miseries. Then the knowledge of one's identity, one Brahman, the path is like the sharp edge of the razor, hard to cross. Shurashadhara Nishita Durattaya. But why we cannot realize Brahman, which is within our heart, so close to us? What is the problem? Then it says again, and in the part 2, chapter 3, sloka 1, it says, Paranchikani Batrinath Sayambhu. If you listen to the Indian Swamis, mostly they will quote this. They will be uttering this. Paranchikani Batrinath Sayambhu. Tasmat Parang Pashyati Na Antaratma. Kaschid Dhira Pratyagatmanamaiksyat Abritta Chakshu Amritattamichan. So this is the answer. First is the thing that is Atman, it is impossible to explain, but I can give you the hint. And it is remaining in every heart, within your heart too. But it is very difficult to reach over there. Why? Because it is within me. Why I can't find it? Isn't easy? No, it is not easy. Why? Because how you are going to reach with your all the senses? It is wonderfully, it says that the self-existent Supreme Lord afflicted an injury upon the saint's organs. Swami Nikhilananda, he translated all this for the Americans. So I have quoted from there. I have taken the words from there. Gambhirananda ji and many others they have done, but that is for the Indians. But here, very simple language he has used to give this expression, self-existent Supreme Lord. Self-existent. So nobody has created. Who has created God? If this is a question, how to answer? God created this universe. God created the air, this water, the earth, the human being. Now the question is, who has created God? What would be the answer? Self-created. The self-existent. It was there. So self-existent Supreme Lord. It's not, so why the supreme word has been used? Because beyond that, above that, there is no other power. The self-existent Supreme Lord inflicted an injury upon the saint's organs. Paranchikani Bratinat Swayambhu. The Swayambhu means self-existent Lord. And what he did? As if he has made all our senses, 5 senses, to go out upon the sense organs. It's creating them with outgoing tendencies. When a young man or a woman, a lady, they come to become sannyasi or nun, the first thing that you observe whether he is or she is having outgoing tendencies or not. The one of the Swami that you know, he was here also and recently passed away. When he was giving a talk in the Bangalore, then one person told that this is a very difficult life, the monastic life. He said, not the Ramakrishna Mission sannyas. You are in a very happily, you are living in this house, getting the food in right time, all the dresses, and the devotees are ready to give you drive. What is the problem for you? Then he said, is it? Are you ready to come and stay with us? He said, sure, why not? Then I think I told you that the gentleman came, but Swami told, you should live just like our brahmacharis. Whatever they do, you also should do that. First day it was all right for him, it is everything new. Second day he knew what is going to happen in the morning and all. He couldn't get up early morning and said, okay. But after the breakfast, the tea, he went to the outer gate and he was looking outside. The Swami was keeping an eye on him. He noticed and told, any problem? No, I am just seeing how people are going to offices and all this. But any brahmachari, our brahmacharis are here, they are not observing. Why you are observing? You go and see what they are doing, you do that. Third day he came and before everyone he started begging, oh Swami, please let me go, I cannot. Any problem with food and stay? Oh, no, everything is very good, but I cannot stay. Something is dragging me out. It is impossible for me to stay. Can you imagine? By the grace of God only that can come, otherwise not. It is very difficult, very, very difficult. So that's why it is difficult. Paranchikani Batrinath Swayambhu, the self-created God, the Swayambhu, he has as if asks all our senses, all the 5 senses to go out. Constantly we like to see outside, or like to hear a sound, or like to smell, like to touch, like to talk, and all these things go on. But we cannot control our senses. So sometimes some people, they go our Ganges, we like to have a very quiet time over there. And how you have spent the time? Oh, I worked with Haridas and then I worked with others. He only worked, kept himself busy. Of course, he is going, following the Haridas and doing some dusting and all these things, but busy. Have you not meditated? I tried. but that is a very quiet place. Automatically meditation was there, and is it? It is not so easy. It's not automatically meditation. Even when we are observing the birds are flying, it is a distraction. Even when we are feeling sleepy, there's also a distraction. So we have already studied that our Yoga Sutra. So it says why? Because of this. Now we have to control. How we came to know this problem? Kaschid dhiraha pratyag atmanam aikshat abritta chakshu amritattamichan. They say abritta chakshu. That means they close their eyes. Only one word they have used, abritta chakshu. But at the same time, that means they closed all their senses. That is called abritta chakshu. I have seen one of our Swamiji in Mayavati. If you have visited Mayavati, you know how quiet it is inside our Himalaya. And only 5 souls. Now only some tourist guests are coming, but only 5 we were there. And even then, he never wanted to see our faces, so he used to cover his head with the chadar, the cover, and he will be sitting like this, eating food. Whatever you give, he will search and then eat. What you are giving, what is the taste, he will never say anything. So the person who was distributing, he was careful, and then he will never look, he will go like that. Sometimes the devotees, they come to visit, they give pranam in India. That is very natural. They will never touch the feet without giving something. So they will give some rupee or 10 rupees like that, as because he was great. So they used to give 100 rupees, sometimes 50 rupees. We used to get 10, 5, but he used to get 50, 100. But afterwards, we never knew, he used to throw it from the window. He used to receive, otherwise they will be hard. But after reaching the room, he used to throw it out of the window. And the person who is to clean that place, every time after the lunch, he used to be there sitting and looking at the sky. Someone noticed. Say, how come that every time you are here looking at the sky, what do you see? Na, ये रुपया ना ऊपर से गिरते हैं, वो देखता हूँ. The money is flowing down, so I am observing the money is coming down. Money is coming down. Then we understood that Swami used to throw all that money. So tamakratu pashyati bita shoko. That there is no desire for him. And also he is constantly trying to control all the senses. So no distraction. Suppose some money is there on the table, you keep that on the table, immediately you will go, oh acha, that man is a poor person, I will give it to him. And to give him, I have to contact him. And to contact him, I have to ask someone to go. All these things will be there for those people who wants to get all this freedom. For them it is no, no and no. Only concentrating that. And this is the way. Kaschit dhira, kaschit, sometimes, it's not all. A few only, handful. Dhiraha. What is the dhira? Dhira means there is no desire. When there is no desire, so it is calm and controlled and composed. So that is dhiraha. Pratyag atmanam aikshat. To look or to realize that Atman, abritta chakshu, a control that all the senses. Why? Amritattam icchan. Amritatta means the eternity. Icchan is a desire. Their desire is to become eternal. How? By realizing the Brahman which is eternal. Now, I am a drop of water. I am a drop of water. That is my identity. But when I fall in the ocean, I become ocean. So, a soul, when is merging in the Brahman, realizing Brahman, it becomes Brahman. So, in Sanskrit again it says, Brahmavid, Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahmavid, after knowing the Brahman, what happens? Brahmaiva bhavati, it becomes the Brahman. So that is the wonderful way. But what is this Brahman again? He is trying to give an idea. How? This is a wonderful sloka it mentions. Hamsad, Shuchisad, Basur Antarikshad, Hota Bedi Sadatiti, Duronasad, Nrisad, Barasad, Ritasad, Bhomasad, Abja, Goja, Ritaja, Adrija, Ritam Brihat. So all this in the rhythmical way it says one after another. Hamsa, Hamsa means a mover. The root from hum means the go, to go, hum. So Hamsad. And Sad means that is existing. Shuchi means the pure. And here a dweller, and they mention as a sun, the dweller which is the sun, effulgent one. Why the sun? Not this sun, but the effulgent one in heaven which is pure. Then the Basu means the air. Why the Basu? Bas dhatu, that is the main root. One who provides dwelling for all. Provides dwelling for all, that's the air. Because of the air everything is surviving. So that is the Basu. There's the air. Antarikshat, the dweller that is in the intermediate space. Antariksha. It's not heaven, it is not earth, in between, called Antariksha. Then called Hota. Hota means the fire, dwelling on the earth, because the fire is dwelling on the earth. Atiti, the guest, that is also living in the house. Then it says, he dwells in the human being, Nri. He dwells in gods, G small, he dwells in gods, Bara. Then he dwells in the truth, Rita. He dwells in the sky, Vyoma. He is in the water, Abja. Abja is a Sanskrit word for the water. And on the earth, Goja. Then in the sacrifice, Ritaja. And also in the mountain, Adrija. Adrija, the word means mountain. And who is he? He is the true truth. That is called Ritam. That is the truth. And he is the Brihat. The Hindu, the names when they say, that's called the Vishnu, Brihat. The Brihat iti Vishnu. Brahman, Brihat iti Brahman. All Brihat. Why should that Brihat, the word he has used? Because it is everywhere. Now again, it says in this way, is giving an example again. In that example, now it is everywhere. How to give, how to understand that? Giving the example. And the example in the part 2 and chapter 2 is 9 and 10. Almost the same way it mentions. Agnirjataiko bhuvanam pratishto rupam prati rupa babhuva ekastatha sarvabhutantaratma rupam prati rupa bahishcha. So giving an example in the next also in the 10th sloka, Vayurjataiko bhuvanam pravishto rupam prati rupa babhuva ekastatha sarvabhutantaratma rupam prati rupa bahishcha. When sometimes I noticed by the side of the road, they have left a balloon, but it's a peculiar shape, almost like a human. There's a drawing over there, as a tall, it is having the hands, and according to the air, it is coming down or going this way and that way. Inside, what is there? Air. And the air has taken the shape of that. Then the air, we cannot see, but we can feel that we are inhaling all the time. And the air is the huge air carrying something. So all these things, the air in different form. But if we say that air has form, that's wrong. These are not having the. Similarly, the fire. In sometimes the movies, in the cinemas, you see the houses are burning. When it is burning, you can see the same form of the house itself. So that is as if the Agni, the fire, has taken the form of a house, or the fire that burning the tree has taken the form of a tree. Have the fire has taken the form? No. It's only whenever it is present in that, it is taking the shape of that. Similarly, the Atman, which has taken the form of a human being, is a human being. And the same human being, sometimes it is very tall, sometimes short, sometimes very strong, sometimes weak, it is fair, it is dark. So many varieties of human beings, but in every human being, one thing is common, that is the Atman. In the Upanishad, when you will study, then you will see that it is giving the example. When you are moving, tottering, just an old man, there also that same Atman is there. And a beautiful way. So it is giving an example that this way the air is the non-dual, but the prana, the different in the different being. And non-dual fire, after it has entered into the world, becomes different according to whatever it burns. So also the same non-dual Atman, dwelling in all beings, becomes different according to whatever it enters, and it exists also without. Swami Vivekananda went to South India, Dakshin Bharat, that is the Indian southern part, and there before a temple, standing on a chariot, on the carriage, he was addressing a multitude, a huge people. He said, "Why you are coming to the temple?" These are not the words, I am not quoting Swami Vivekananda, but he said, "Why you are coming to the temple to worship God? And you think that is only God over here in the image? Go to that place by the side of the ocean. Those people, they are illiterate, they are not having food, no one to look after them, no one to help them. Go and see the living gods." Is it the emotional way he was expressing? My gods are those by mistake whom you call as man. My special object of worship is the downtrodden, the illiterate, the poor, the oppressed. He said, special object of worship. Is the emotional outburst of Swami Vivekananda? No. Realization. The realization that in every soul the same being is there, and that's why he said. But again, to give an idea how it is, it says, "Na tatra surya bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidduto bhanti, kuto ayam agnihi, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasha sarvamidam vibhati." The greatness we have to understand. Na tatra suryo bhati. It says the sun does not shine there. We are talking about the Atman. But how we will see the Atman? We need a light to see something. If there is no light, how can we see? Because the light is reflecting from your personality, the person, we can identify you. And suppose the light is not reflecting, then how you know that? But then similarly, how to know the Atman? There must be some light must be there to see. Then it says, "Na tatra suryo bhati." No, the sun does not shine there, not the moon, not the stars, not even the lightnings. What to speak of the fire of the earth? Rather, Brahman shining, and everything shines after it. By his light, all these are lighted. So giving again and again the example that how it is. Then it is giving a wonderful example that from it everything has come. You know that I have mentioned many times, it is because a very interesting thing, when I appeared before the officer for my visa, that was the final, I was expecting he will be asking about the American history, and he say, first question he asked to me, what is the 15th chapter, the first sloka of the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? I was wondering, so how could he know that? Because my name he saw maybe about me. He read, so he thought he is a very well-read person in Hindu scripture. So let me. So somehow someone suggested, or maybe that he knew, he suddenly said, what is the first sloka of the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita? The same sloka. Urdhamulam adhashakam ashyattam prahurabbayam. I don't know many of the slokas, but that sloka I knew, luckily. Why? Because I was told when I joined in the Ramakrishna mission, if you have to go for that, if you go to sit with other sadhus in the pangat, they call it pangat, the terminology. In line, they all sit. That's called sadhu pangat. And in the pangat, when the people are serving the food, it's not the self-help, you go and collect. They, sadhus, they sit, and the people they bring. And what the sadhus will do, the moment they give the rice, they will start eating. Then when the sabji came, rice is over. So that will be difficult. So that's why perhaps the tradition is, when the serving is going on, you are supposed to chant, all of you, 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, that reminds you that my real nature is Atman, which is above. It has come down. Don't give too much your mind on the food, on the body. So that is the way, every moment, every time, that is the way they are reminded. So Urdha Moolam Adhashakam, here also in the Upanishad, from the Upanishad only, that Gita sloka has come. Urdha Moolam Adhashaka Esha Asyatta Sanatana Tadeva Shukram Tad Brahma Tadeva Amritamasnuti Tasmin Loka Sita Sarve Tadu Nate Tikaschana Etad Vaitat. And this is this. So Sanatana, that says, Sanatana means eternal tree, tree of samsara. Is giving an example only. The tree is the samsara, all this worldly life. But where is the root? Root in the up, on the top, in the Brahman. And it is continuous series of birth and deaths. It goes on like that. Sometimes really, after reading all this, when we meet the devotees, and the lady came and almost in tears, she told, Swamiji, one of my family member, he has passed away. I thought, oh, so sorry. The next sentence she told, but we have a happy news also. My son has given a birth of a baby. I told, congratulations. So that way it goes. And when I say, of course, and at that time she is emotional. I never quoted these verses. I told, but I was within myself, I was thinking, look at it, the samsara goes on like this, death and birth, birth and death, it goes on and on and on. Is there no end? Of course there is end. It says like this, is the birth and death, without beginning, without the end, it continues, because its beginning is coming from that means Supreme Brahman again. The only way to stop it, its flow, cut its tree down through knowledge and realize the Atman. Ashwatha is a fig tree in India particularly, and from its branches it sends to the earth again, it gets the root, and one tree becomes almost a forest. It's so big and so difficult to stop it. That's why the example has been given, and it's a very common tree in India, Ashwatha. So that's why they say it is Ashwatha tree. The universe of name and forms is superimposed on the Maya of Brahman. Now it gives the ultimate thing. Where from all these things have come? From Brahman. That means Brahman is also contaminated with all this universal thing that we see. It must be taking the form and then the name and the birth and the death. No. There's a pure Brahman is there, and that Brahman again is reflected through Maya, and it gives that Brahman Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma. Two names now we mention. Nirguna means without any epithet, without anything. It's called Nirguna Brahma. Over that the Maya comes, is Saguna Brahma. This Saguna Brahma it creates, like, again giving the example, like a mirage in the desert. As the mirage arises from the desert, again rest on it, and when the truth comes, then it vanishes over there. So that is called Tad Eva, Tad Vai Etat. Tad Vai Tat. Etad Vai Tat. This is that way. Then finally it says, so sir, you have told me all these things, all right, but can you show me? How to show? Then the final words he says, then lastly is the part 2, chapter 3 and the sloka 12. There it says, Naiva Vachana Manasa Praptum Shakyo Na Chakshusha Bruvato Anyatra Astiti Bruvato Anyatra Katham Tad Upalabhyate. That is the last and final answer. Astiti, it is there. That much I can tell you, but you have to realize yourself. Even the Yama, he said, I can tell you. Sometimes the same question was asked to Sri Ramakrishna. The Master Mahashaya was telling, sir, can you please explain? Then he said, I feel so much to tell you, but somebody is holding my, choking my throat. I cannot speak out. That is all within me, but I cannot express it. You have to realize. And you have to cut asunder all the ignorance. That's why this is the Vedanta we are studying. But if you see in the Tantra, same idea. First is the Paramasiva, then Sadasiva, then Ma Kali. Paramasiva, Nirguna Brahma, no activity, no desire, nothing, just dead body. Paramasiva is pale, not even white. Because it is Biguna, or all the gunas, the Satta, Raja, Tama, there are 3 gunas. The Satta is the white, Raja the red, and Tama the black. That's a color has been given so that we can identify. In the Shiva you will find totally no color, it's a pale only, and that is called Paramashiva. But no creation is having from that. Then the same Shiva opening the eyes and forming this a white, that means Satta Guna. All the knowledge is there, but it cannot perform anything, and that is called Sadasiva. Then Sadasiva again becomes the black and red, the Raja and Tama. I must do it. The anger is coming, decision is coming, the red and black. So that is Ma Kali. It's the same thing in the Tantra also. And in the Ma Kali you will find that sword is there, she is holding. What is that sword for? You have to cut the Ashwatha, Prahurabhayam. That sword is the symbol of knowledge. So it says, go to a guru, get that knowledge, and then plunge yourself deep into that. Cut that ignorance, be free from that, and then you will feel it is there. But this moment I can tell you, Astiti Bruvata. Atman cannot be attained by speech. I say something and immediately you understand that, it is impossible. And then by the mind or by the eyes, you cannot imagine even in the mind, and you cannot see. And again, you know that in our Shastras, one of our Swamiji used to tell, who used to teach us the Sanskrit, used to tell our Pandits, or those who were educated in Sanskrit, they used to feel joy of having a son if they could reduce 2 or 3 words from a sentence. So that all the time, very small, very small, very small. Nowadays in the computer also, FYI, what is this FYI? So one of my, the devotee volunteer, he came and he came rushing and told, Swamiji, for FYI. And what is this FYI? For your information, afterwards I came to learn. So for your FYI, there the light is not burning. And what is this FYI? So, but he was not there to give me the answer. By that time he left. Afterwards, all simple, small words they are using. So now nowadays I find that they never say Swami Ishatmananda, SWI. So Swami Ishatmananda, SWV. I am also using now. So SWV, Swami Baradananda. Like this it goes, all small. In our ancient time also, these rishis, as small way it could be expressed. So it says in this way, Atman cannot be attained by speech, by mind or by eye. Can we smell? Can we touch? Can we hear? No, that is also not. But why you have not mentioned? Because through the only one word he has used, eye, that means all the 5 organs closed. So how can it be realized in any other way than by affirmation of him who says he is asti iti, and iti means end, so I say iti. Now this is the end of the Kathopanishad, and what is that? There is Atman. That Atman is there, it is asti. Now you have to bhati. Bhati means you have to see, you have to realize, you have to feel, and then only you will be happy with that, otherwise not. And then again it says, I have not mentioned those, ihached abedit ihached abedit atha satyamasti. In this life itself we must realize. The most of our, even myself also, after leaving all the hearth and home, the devotees also come, and coming over here to Homar Glen means so difficult. You must have to have a car and you have to drive for 1 hour, then only you can reach, and they are attending all the talks. And what is that? If you are having that much, only one thing you must remember, I am coming here to realize God, to see God and nothing else. Whatever happens all around, I just listen, I hear, I participate a little, but my one pointed goal, concentration is to realize God in our lives too. So many things we are doing in so many other places. If you look at my website, that one boy, he has given so many details. I was reading, I have done so many things, I never knew. So I also almost forgot. So many details are there. Is it for what? To realize God. That we should not forget. So that is the teaching. Friends, now we will conclude this, and from the next Sunday onwards, we will study Prasna Upanishad. There is a unique way, asking the question and getting the answer about the Brahman. This Prasna Upanishad we will study. We have already studied this and discussed about what is Brahman, and in 2-3 classes, and the Isha, Kena, Kata, very important Upanishad we have already studied, and now next we will study the Prasna Upanishad. Thank you. Let us chant this sloka again and we conclude. Naham manusho nacha deva yakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha na brahmachari na grihi vanastava bhikshu na cha aham nija bodha sarupa. It's really very difficult to study the Upanishad, the Veda. So